I am Brian Truitt from USA Today, entertainment writer and super fan #1 of Supernatural. So let's get to the important stuff here. So, who's getting the car, Demon Dean or Sam?
I guess Demon Dean doesn't need to drive, huh? So
No, Demon Dean's got the car.
that's right. Well,
But unfortunately, Demon Dean doesn't care about the car as much as regular Dean does.
How in the world? Don't touch my action figure, please. Yes.
When we were in the green room, why don't you show them? We made you.
I think it's pretty good with such short notice.
The likeness is uncanny. That's amazing. Somebody's an artist.
That's highly collectible.
That is. Yeah!
Yeah.
It's like a portrait.
So as season 9 ended, obviously we just saw there, Dean looks a little bit more demonic than usual. How will that, Jeremy, how will that factor into upcoming and historic season 10?
Well, I mean, obviously it has an enormous effect on the season and on the brothers, and it's part of the opening one of episodes that these boys really dig into, Sam in particular, how to rescue his brother from being a demon. And while Dean, who is a demon, sort of struggles with what exactly that means to be a demon. And as you saw up there from what Jensen directed beautifully,
Thanks, Jeremy.
beautifully. It's great. It's exciting and very moving and emotional. And I think that we're, myself and the other writers, are really excited, most of all with the idea of these brothers sort of questioning who the real monster is. It's fun, and fun's the wrong word. I'm fun, okay?
Jeremy needs his computer and autocorrect, and
I don't really get out or talk to people much,
So Jensen, we got to see, Jared got to play both possessed Sam and regular original
I've
recipe
played
Sam.
all freaking sorts of Sams.
Yeah, that's true.
It's fun. Yeah, thank you. It's fun to use that word again. It's a real joy to see Ackles get to kind of flex those same muscles.
So what's that been like, Jensen?
What's that?
What's that been like playing Demon Dean?
It's interesting because it's not, a lot of times on our show, demons come in and they possess a meat suit, as we lovingly call them. And it's not like that, because this is actually Dean's soul that is twisted. And so it was interesting trying to make it a different character, but at the same time still be the same character, just completely messed up and twisted and demonic. And so it wasn't. So it was a bit challenging, especially introducing that character for the first time while also directing was a bit of a challenge.
Who's worse to direct, Demon Dean or regular Dean?
Well, in this particular episode, Demon Dean was a little easier because he was tied up most of the time.
Yeah.
Misha, obviously when we last saw you too, you had your own problems to deal with.
Are you talking about my character or me personally?
Your character. You can speak to yourself.
Last time I saw you at Comic-Con last year, you had some serious problems too. I'm not talking about that in front of these people.
When the first season or the premiere episode of this season shows up, what's Castiel's mindset going to be?
Castiel's grace is fading. He's getting weaker and less
strong.
Less strong.
Less fun.
Less fun. A lot less fun. But I think that early on in the season, sort of the most important thing for Castiel, stop making our dolls mate. He's a trained puppeteer. Castiel is concerned about trying to help get Dean patched up again, more so than he is about recovering his own powers. So, but he is fading. He's fading.
And Mark, what is the relationship between Demon Dean and Crowley going to be? It seems like Crowley's just, I mean, that's right up Crowley's alley. He's having a little buddy now.
I think, well, I mean, nobody's ever going to believe that Crowley didn't know what was going to happen, right? So I think we have to see whether Crowley has any control at all, or whether Crowley's in charge, or what that is. I don't even think we'll have any idea of that until we see the first 3 or 4 seasons to come.
And there is a historic 200th episode coming up. I hear there's singing involved.
Yeah, we've been describing the episode as musical-ish.
What?
Musical-ish. It's very much Supernatural's own spin on
Yeah, big hair bands. That's what we're doing.
I mean, beyond the songs, it's very much what we consider to be a love letter to the fans. So we think you'll be excited.
Apparently, Demon Dean likes to karaoke. Or does he? I don't know. I just don't know anymore.
What about the triplets?
What do you think?
Next question.
Jeremy, you mentioned 10 years, and I think most of these people out here have watched every episode at least once of this show. Jensen and Jared, what was that first, doing that pilot episode, what was that like? Take us back 10 years.
I don't
I
remember.
don't remember that far back.
It was wild. People have actually asked, because now we've made it so far, thanks to you guys. And before we kind of go into this, we wanted to kind of say thanks to you guys. I know, hopefully you guys know how much you mean to us, but we try to make sure we tell you guys whenever we see you how truly and legitimately and literally we would not exist and be here if it weren't for you. So thank y'all very much. We need to give you applause. Well, we appreciate that. But as far as filming the first episode, the pilot, God, I mean, it was 9.5 years ago. And I think we knew we were onto something. I think we knew we had something. I remember Jensen and I looking at each other and saying, dude, like we might get picked up to do a season or something. Like, this is cool. Really, yeah. Except it was really high pitched because we were like 19 years old. And here we are. And it's pretty outrageous. It's a lot of fun, to borrow Jeremy's word. And it's humbling. I had the opportunity yesterday, so I went to see my buddy at Nerd HQ, Zach Levi. And then I walked home and I got to see some people sleeping outside of a building. And I was so, did I see any of you guys? Or is it? And it was so cool. The first thing I said is I was like, get a room. And someone looked at me like, shut, oh my God. And so it was a neat experience, and to feel, and I think out of the corner of my eye, I saw people waking up like, who the hell is, hey baby, get up. Don't touch me, get up. Don't touch me. It was all just good, clean fun. Anyways, so that experience as the bookend, like talking about the pilot and talking about kind of where we are now, literally last night or this morning at 2 a.m., and everything in between has been awesome and humbling.
Misha,
I was just going to add a little something to that. It's amazing looking at the photos of you guys from season 1, because you were children. I mean, you've grown up
Big
on the
children.
show, which is an amazing thing. Like, this is literally
A third of our life.
your entire adult life, you know, that you've spent.
You say adult as if we're adults.
I mean that in the legal sense, obviously. At the same time, we are getting to meet another generation of fans now who were, you know, there are 16 and 17-year-olds who are now watching the show who were 6 and 7 and too young. By the way, if you have 6 and 7-year-olds, don't have them watch Supernatural. They're too young.
No. Have them what?
But
Someone's getting fired.
Do you have any idea how insulting this conversation is to me?
We grew up, he grew old.
They have no tact and no kindness left in them at all.
But to bring it back, I think the pilot, from our perspective, we look back on that, we're like, amazing. It's humbling, the fact that that's, you know, it was this little kind of show with a network that was about to merge with another network, and there was a whole bunch of stuff going on, and we just kind of kept our heads down, and we're like, maybe we don't make too much noise, they'll keep us on the air. And we just kept the music up and the car tuned up and kept us going, and here we are, season 10, so thank you.
Mark, now that you're a serious regular, we're going to see hopefully a lot more of you. What are we going to learn about Crowley? A little bit, maybe in the first few episodes.
What am I going to learn?
Yeah, or what are we going to learn about Crowley?
You're going to learn about Crowley?
Yeah.
Well, what is there left to learn? You have to understand that Crowley is always right. The world revolves around Crowley, as do most of the other worlds revolve around Crowley. It's just the way it is. You'll catch up eventually.
The proverbial you.
Jensen, it's interesting to watch Dean over the course of 10 years because obviously there's the relationship with Sam, but then there's been the bromance with Castiel. There's the bromance with Crowley. What is it about your character or how you play that character that makes him so kind of, you know, easily picked up by other people and just kind of making dynamic duos with other characters?
Everybody wants a piece of Dean. That's just... He's just the guy to have around if you're in a jam.
Or if you want to jam.
Or if you want, that's just...
Stephen D's the best thing that's happened to me. Sorry.
But the interesting thing with Demon Dean and Crowley is at some point, Crowley's going to be like, this was a bad idea. Yeah, I don't know why the bromancing or even the romancing with the ladies is kind of always falls in Dean's court, but
It's in my contract.
but I think it's great because you know it's otherwise I'd just be working with him all day and
Well, and you've spent obviously, you know, this 10th season as Sam now, and you've gone to hell and back with this character.
Literally, yeah.
Yeah, literally.
We every now and again we have sorry to interrupt. Every now and again we have people on the show, guest stars they're like, I'm so excited to do the show. I've been auditioning for 7 years. I'm really happy to be a part of the show. I'm so excited, but I die, and we're like, don't worry, that means you're gonna come back. We joke that you're more likely to come back on Supernatural if you die than if you live. Greek? Kevin? He did come back. Who? That'd be cool. Oh, sorry, but yes. No, Sam has been to hell. Sam has been to hell and back. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. Sam has been to hell and back, and I'm blaming Carver for that word fun. Yeah. It's been an amazing run to get to explore those sides of Sam and those sides of Supernatural, and have the fans' forgiveness, I guess, and loyalty to let us do that and to have fun with us. And touching back on episode 200, I think it's wonderful to have the opportunity to kind of thank you guys on screen. We sort of did it in the real Ghostbusters, but we get to do it more thoroughly now, and that's awesome. Hey, who was the first person in line? Were you actually? Awesome.
They were the only ones to raise their hand. I'm guessing it was probably them.
Give them his.
Okay, and who who was the last person in line? No.
Yeah, who was the last person in line for
Just
Mark?
my only friend.
I think you guys might have some questions.
Does it talk?
This is going to be a really strange
Oh,
question.
man, come on.
It's part human.
It's not talking.
All right.
Yeah.
Master Chow.
So I can make any noise through that thing. Jared,
He's alive.
Jared Jensen.
Y'all want him? Y'all got him.
I love you, Jensen. I love you, Jared. I love you, Misha. I love you, Mark. But you are all very beautiful. But this question is for Jeremy. So when is Kevin coming back?
Amazing.
Not to put you on the spot.
Now, never.
I understand.
He's got a
I
legion.
carry, I
He's got
carry a
legion.
little piece of Kevin with me at all times.
That's why I love you, Mark.
Ladies and gentlemen, Osric Chow.
Nice to see you guys.
Hey, Oz, is this, are these your pajamas? What exactly?
No, it's a video game called Journey. It's a very beautiful game. It has a wonderful soundtrack. You should try it.
You could have saved a
I
lot
probably
of
won't, but
You could have saved a lot of time and effort by dressing up as Kevin Tran. Just saying.
I have 3 of those prepared.
Perfect.
and you're a spitting image too. It would have been really.
Be awesome.
In retrospect, that would have been a great idea. This is the first time I've seen it. It looks really good. Anyways, thanks, guys. Nice to see you again.
Nice to see you, buddy. Tights. He's got tights and
Master
everything.
Chow.
Tights and everything. Amazing.
We will never forget.
Yes.
You know, there's talk of a spin-off, a supernatural spin-off. Personally, I think the strongest move would be to make it a very Sam and Dean centric spin-off,
So we just stay on
and just
Supernatural?
leave me behind to take care of
Hey,
Supernatural
hey.
with Mark. We could finish out the last 10 seasons of Supernatural alone.
Well, would you play my butler?
That is
Yes.
really well put together. Well done on the wings, by the way. That's
That's
rad.
awesome.
Thank you.
Good
Very
job.
cool.
I'm waiting for somebody to come dressed like this.
What is that outfit? Yeah, where's Felicia? Oh, that's right. Geek and Sense.
Not to get technical, but series regular is sort of like a technical term in terms of, but you can expect a very healthy dose of new and returning, very strong, very powerful female characters this season. So.
If I'm not stepping over my boundaries here, and hopefully I'm not saying anything I'm not supposed to, but I think the network and studio both agreed that Crowley is ambiguous enough that he could be a she. So,
I'm good with that.
thank you.
Not getting hurt.
Yeah, they're a lot more time intensive than you realize. And if there's a sequence, say when we did like Ghost Facers, or when there's something that awesome. So those fight sequences are much easier to film because it takes place via one camera, as opposed to like if it's a fight on a security camera, then you only really have to do the fight once because you only see it from the security footage. But if you're doing a fight scene that's covered at the wazoo, then a 10, 15-second fight scene can take 12 hours to shoot. And you're doing it over and over and over and over again, and you're sweating, and you're nasty, and you're tired, and yeah.
That's the same with the love scenes, though, right?
It's getting warm in here.
Jared.
May I borrow your shirt?
But that's the same as the love scenes, right? They can
Same as the love scenes.
Same as
the
the love
security
scenes. The
footage
fight
love scenes are much better.
Speaking of fights, it just reminded me that this past week on Tuesday, Dean, this is all Demon Dean, fought and killed a guy. On Wednesday, beat a guy close to death. And then on Thursday, beat a guy and then also killed another guy.
And what he's failing to mention is that Jensen wasn't on set any of those days. This is Demon Dean.
Stunt double.
Yeah. This is method acting.
No, actually, no stunt doubles were needed, and it was. I was like, this is awesome. I was having a great week because all my anger and frustrations got taken out on set. The stunt guys were a little upset.
Yeah, the stunt guys are amazing. I mean, they take some of the hits that those guys have taken are unbelievable.
Luckily, we have those guys that if there's anything truly heavily dangerous or demanding, then they are kind of required to take over for us so that we don't injure ourselves like some people do when they're doing stunts. But for the most part, he and I try and do as much as they will let us do, which is a significant amount.
Thank you. I don't think we have a chance yet. We're still just what?
I was a little not concerned. Concerned is the wrong word. But
Aware.
No, I was just there was a part of me that thought that Misha might try to do something to me while I was directing, and then I was like, he's not that dumb.
You know what? I apologize. I really did drop the ball on that.
Yeah.
I'll get you.
Okay. It's too late, man. I'm done directing.
That's all right. Just because you're not directing doesn't mean you can't be screwed over.
I don't want to be between this.
So to answer your question, no. I mean, we're only an episode and a half into the season, so give it time. It'll happen.
Maybe in 4 or 5 months.
And now Mark's around a lot more, so Olay.
Sam's would be really difficult. It'd be like Sam Winchester, tall, floppy hair. All past girlfriends have died horribly.
And tall.
Tall.
Again, twice.
Call if you're interested, but be prepared to sign an affidavit.
I think Castiels would have to say something about his disrespect for people's personal space in full disclosure, because I think that could be a real turn off on a first date. You know. So, tell me about yourself.
You should be something like a disclaimer being like, if I look away, it's not because I'm not interested. He's always. Dean's would be rolling through town, no strings attached, interested. Similar to my personal one. I'm just.
Must love dogs.
Must love dogs. That's evil. That's bad. I know what mine would be. Hello, girls. Or, hello, boys. Love you too.
Thank you.
That was a little deep for my liking, but I'll take all the love I can get. Jeremy, what would you write?
Well, I'm really glad you asked. I don't know. I don't have booty will travel. I don't know.
Booty will travel.
Yeah.
Amazing. Thank you.
That's why he writes.
It's great.
You know what? I've actually become strangely, I don't know if it's a product of growing older or whatever, but I've actually grown sort of less fond of the supernatural.
Less fond of or less?
I mean, I'm trying to...
You like the show less?
No. Less,
You're fired too.
less likely to...
Who's this Les Fonda guy?
Les Fonda. No, I was talking about Les, my buddy Les. No,
Les
I mean,
Fonda?
And
Les,
playing
Les,
the role of Sam Winchester for season 10. Let's bring him out.
Yeah, right.
I mean, less willing to believe that there is supernatural out there, if that makes any sense. I feel like we've done so much. Maybe the ghosts have seen our show and they just stay away from us. But I've been waiting. I think since the show started firmly, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to really pay attention to see if something crazy and paranormal supernatural happens so I can tell everybody. And nothing's happened. So, one perfect year.
I've always kind of said since the beginning that I'm more of a realist when it comes to things that go bump in the night. I assume that it's a window and not a ghost. But now, after being on the show for 10 years, it better not be a ghost because I'm going to kill it. So I think it's kind of a false sense of security that I've been given through playing Dean Winchester for 9 seasons is that, yeah, it's like, you know, it's like, no, I'm not a doctor, but I play one on TV, so let me suture you up.
I think we got time for one last question.
That's a great question. I think, you know what I personally find is that though it is more masculine and that the leads are guys instead of girls, essentially, it's still about the vulnerability that's common to both sexes. You know what I mean? Like it's not about being girly or manly. It's more about just these human beings more than they're guys or they're girls who are going through life. And I think I've cried a lot more on Supernatural than I ever did on Gilmore Girls. And I think that Jensen can say the same, though he did a lot of crying on Days of Our Lives, from what I remember.
And that was off camera.
That was off camera. But that's one of the great things about Supernatural, about the show, to kind of bring it back, is that under this guise of 2 guys going out and being badass and an angel and yada yada.
Yada yada.
I was hoping you caught on to that. No, but there's still a lot of vulnerability. There's still a lot of emotion, which is nice to have you guys allow us to do.
Thanks for coming, Hall H.
Just want to say thank you guys. We love y'all. We love coming here. This is a highlight of our year. And we can't, I'm going to stand up. You guys are awesome. It truly is a treat for us, and we hope that you continue to stay with us season after season. Look at you guys all the way back there.